Welcome back, everybody. Week 5 of the high school football season, our Pigskin on 10, Lance. And before we get to that, we got to talk about the crystal ball because that's something else we've been doing. And, you know, I lost my first place standing, which I'm actually really upset about, but I'm still right there in the mix. Yeah,
in Thursday's paper, we have the Pigskin picks, and it's called Crystal Football. And Jacob here was winning as of last week, but Lee Passmore, one of our beat writers, passed you. It's like 6 or 7 against you, okay? I mean, we can't let the TV guy beat us in our own paper, all right? But he's doing a great job. You're way up there ahead of me, so right now.
It's wild, and we pick 15 games a week, and there's a lot of weeks left.
A lot of fun. If you have any ideas on those, let us know on games, yeah.
Yeah, we have fun with that. But anyway, back to the football where we talk about it here, Pigskin on 10, and, you know, the 2 5As are off. They get to refresh, recharge the batteries, so we'll kind of leave them to their own devices this week. But
both in good shape, real quick, Jacob. I think they'll contend for the district title along with San Angelo Central.
I agree.
So they have a week to get ready, heal up, and
I think Amarillo High and Tascosa both make the playoffs this year. Amarillo High could get a lot better because they are going to be healed up by the time that they start Tascosa. We got some questions to answer.
Exactly. On October 28th, just put that on your calendar. It could be for the district title in Dick Bivens. So get there early. 15,000 we expect, and just a big night. I know it's way ahead of things, but it could happen.
As if you needed another reason to go to that game.
Yeah.
District 3-4A, it started off just as wild and crazy as we thought. So many games decided by so few points, and just each and every week, these games are going to get more and more crucial for certain teams. You know, Randall, Canyon, our game of the week. It's one of the bigger rivalries in the area. And Canyon has to win this game, don't they? I mean, they can't really go down 0-2. You got the Eagles sitting there, and man, this is desperation time.
I think it is desperation. It's a little early to call that, but it's a great call by you. Real quick, the quarterback play in that district: Travis Cosby at Canyon, Colin Bowen at Randall, Michael Guerrero completed 18 of his first 19 passes against Randall at Caprock, and then Malik Sims is a young sophomore quarterback at Paladuro. I think that is the reason. And then don't forget Clayton Baker, who just threw 2 touchdown passes in the last 15 seconds for Dumas to beat Plainview. That play, Jacob, is the reason we're seeing that crazy runaround in that district. And now we get a real rivalry game with Randall and Canyon, and you're going to see quite a matchup that night.
I think that, I mean, what do you take here from the offenses? Cosby's so good. Canyon, is it the defense? I mean, what do they need to do to stop what's usually been a pretty good Randall offense?
He runs that zone read. You know, they are in the spread, but it looks like they're going to throw it. But he leads them in passing, leads them in rushing. So #1 priority is stopping Cosby for Randall. And then on the flip side, you also have Colin Bowen from Randall, who's kind of their double threat also. But it'll be, just remember this, that Canyon has played several close games, Jacob, so they're used to that. Randall got on that train last weekend and pulled one out against Caprock. Caprock's played 3 of their last 3 games within 11 points, so I think you're going to see a close game. Both teams used to it, so it's going to be a big play at the end of that game by the defense, which we kind of see in those games.
Which we just saw in those highlights against Goddard. They need that kind of play. Well, you mentioned Caprock. Let's move forward to Caprock a little bit, Lance. And they're kind of in that same boat, you know, a tough loss to Randall. Now they have to play a friendship team who certainly appears that they're back after an off year last year. Caprock doesn't care who they play. I think we've learned that from talking to Seth Parr. They don't care. And you know, this one's we actually picked this one in our crystal ball. This one was tough to pick, not because of it, just because if Friendship is back, they're such a good team at home. But you know, that Caprock offense, that works on everybody.
It does. You know, they're averaging almost 39 points a game. It's kind of a mismatch here. Friendship's given up like 6.2, so something has to give here. But you're right, Caprock's in a little more desperation mode. Remember last year, they woke everybody up in the Panhandle by beating Friendship, Jacob. And so Friendship, I'm sure, has that on their mind. And don't forget, there's a guy named Tucker Tuberville, some Tuberville name, and is quarterback in that team, and it is Tommy Tuberville's son. So maybe added motive for the, you know, they're dressed up like the Longhorns.
Yeah. Well,
so here we go. But no, you're right. It is a key game for Caprock. Do not count the Longhorns out if they slip up, because Friendship right now is the team to beat in that district.
Good luck to the Caprock Longhorns. Bushland and Muleshoe, you know, if we can make a game of the week be or a sub game of the week, it would be this one. This is another huge rivalry. These two teams, you know, the administration has ties to one another. All that stuff aside, these are two class programs in that district, and, you know, the winner of this game could likely go on to win the district. Bushland looked really, really good last week and has looked good lately. Muleshoe is always good. What do you see here? Well,
I see Bushland, you know, you're right, beat Slayton last week, 51-7. They've kind of got a triple threat going there with Taylor Cornelis, their quarterback. He's thrown for 853 yards. They have Dragan Patterson, the returning wide receiver. We talked about him. And then Gerald Rain has stepped up. He's already rushed for 370 yards as their running back. That was kind of a question mark. So Muleshoe cannot key on one person. But like you said, they're a perennial. It's at Muleshoe. David Wood has just done a tremendous job down there, has won a state championship. So the winner of that, like you said, is a District 1-2A Division I favorite.
I agree with that. And, you know, let's jump up now a little bit to District 3A. And one of the more impressive teams, we haven't talked about them yet because they're not in district play, but what about the Dalhart Golden Wolves? You know, they lost so many seniors. We kind of expected them a little bit maybe to take a step back, but a quick shout out to those guys because here they are undefeated, and they look just as good as ever.
Yeah, I agree. Stephen Young does a great job, former Palo Duro defensive coordinator. They have allowed 37 points, Jacob, in their first 5 games, so let's give them credit for that. And just doing a tremendous job. Won 14 of their last 15 regular season games. When you're on a stretch like that, like you said, and lost all these key players, give a shout out to unbeaten Dalhart. And
they play Seminole. Seminole's always pretty good as well. That's a Thursday night game actually in Plainview, so not Friday night lights, but Thursday night lights. That should give people a chance to go see a good football game. What a week we're going to have. A lot of statements starting to be made, need to still be made. We're kind of right in the middle of things, and here we go. High school football, we're about to start seeing some playoff pictures shape up a little bit, and you know it's going to be a wild one.
And they already got our hearts pounding last week in District 3-4A, and look for that just to continue as we delve into these districts.
All right, that's going to do it. Don't forget Friday night, pigskinreview.com, News Channel 10 wrap-up.com. We've got all your scores and highlights then on the wrap-up. It's a ton of fun. We've got you covered. And join us on Friday night. We'll let you know how all this craziness plays out.